Hey everyone, welcome back to Hotnews Today. If you love straight talk, no-nonsense analysis, and a little bit of humor when breaking down Washington, D.C. madness, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into an eye-opening discussion with Senator John Kennedy on KPEL's Morning News. We're talking about the state of the Democratic Party, reckless government spending, and the radical wing still calling the shots. So buckle up. And hey, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive like this. Now let's get into it. Senator Kennedy kicked things off with a classic, describing Washington, D.C. as anything but normal. And honestly, he's not wrong. He compared it to a setting on a dryer, because the place is just that crazy. D.C. operates in a bubble, totally detached from everyday Americans.
How are things going in the Capitol? I know that things are very busy right now.
Well, it's pretty much a knife fight every day. Washington, D.C. is not really a normal place. Normal up here is a setting on the dryer. You've heard the expression the Washington, D.C. bubble. Mm-hmm. That's a cliche, but cliches become cliches because they're true. It really is a different place that's not exactly.
While people across the country are dealing with rising prices, job concerns, and government overreach, the politicians up there are busy playing games. It's a knife fight every day, and the people holding the knives, the ones who still refuse to acknowledge that America has had enough of their radical policies. Kennedy didn't hold back when it came to the internal conflict within the Democratic Party. There are some Democrats, believe it or not, who actually want to dial back the radicalism and reconnect with average Americans. The problem? The Wokerati won't let them. The far-left wing still controls the party, and they're quick to crush anyone who steps out of line. Look at what happened to Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema when they dared to disagree with their own party. The radicals made sure they paid a price.
Attuned to the rest of America. But we're working hard. We've got a reconciliation bill on the floor. The president's going to speak to us tonight. There's a lot going on, as you know, in terms of immigration and foreign policy. So it's not dull.
Well, and one of the things that doesn't seem like it's going to be dull, you mentioned the president speaking tonight, and I'm seeing the report in Axios and elsewhere that Democrats are planning on making fools of themselves during this with noisemakers. Apparently, they feel like holding up eggs during Trump's speech is going to be some great insult to the president. I'm not exactly sure, given that the egg price hike came because of regulations under the Biden administration that called for culling of chickens when they got bird flu. So I'm not exactly sure what your colleagues across the aisle are hoping to accomplish tonight.
Well, my Democratic colleagues are in a quandary. There are some Democrats who would like to end their cultural and economic radicalism. Mm-hmm. And they want to reconnect with ordinary Americans. But the Wokerati, the woke wing of the party, the moon wing of the party, still controls the party. And they won't let the minority of the more rational Democrats stop all the nonsense. And when they talk about it, they meaning the more rational Democrats, the moon wing of the party threatens to do to them what they did to Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. So, I mean, look at the Democrats' position on wasteful spending. Mm-hmm. I call it spending porn. Mm-hmm. No fair-minded American doesn't believe that there's waste in the federal budget. There's an enormous amount of waste in it. And President Trump and Mr. Musk and others are finding that waste. And many of the Democrats are mad at the people who found billions of dollars of wasted money, but they aren't.
Now let's talk about one of Kennedy's favorite topics, government spending, or as he calls it, spending porn. And he's not wrong. Elon Musk and others have uncovered billions in unnecessary spending, and instead of being mad at the waste, Democrats are mad at the people who exposed it. Remember, this isn't just about cutting waste for the sake of cutting, it's about fixing an economy that's been wrecked by reckless policies. Inflation, sky-high prices, And every time conservatives try to rein it in, the left throws a fit like we're cutting their personal paycheck. Kennedy laid out 3 key solutions. Less government spending means lower inflation and lower prices. Simple as that. Cut the red tape, and we cut the costs. We need a tax system that actually makes sense. Renewing tax cuts and stimulating the private sector will give wages a chance to rise and help Americans keep more of their hard-earned money. If you agree that it's time to cut government waste, stop the radical left from running the show, and put the power back in the hands of the people, then do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video and drop a comment below. What do you think is the biggest issue facing our country right now? Look, the fight for America's future isn't just happening in DC, it's happening in every town, every state, and right here on this channel. The more we expose the truth, the better chance we have to push back against the madness. This was just part 1 of our breakdown of Kennedy on KPEL, so stay tuned for more. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll catch you in the next one.